Hi, it's Jan. It's August 2nd, 2019, and I'm here today with my editor and partner, Laurie Gardner. She's joining us today, and we wanted to talk to you because it's August and we wanted a little subject with some levity. So we decided to talk about our cats. Between the two of us, we have 5 cats. And Laurie has 3 cats in a 1-bedroom apartment with 2 children and 3 cats. When her first son was born, Beckham, everyone told her, you've got to get rid of the cats. So here we are, 3 years plus later, she has 2 sons and still has 3 cats. So Laurie, why do you like cats?
You know, growing up, I always grew up with dogs, and I always thought cats, to quote my father, were weird and creepy. But I don't know, I guess New York kind of lends itself to have cats more than dogs, I think.
Because you don't have to walk them.
Exactly, and it's sort of an easier pet to have, and when I was, living by myself in my apartment up on 50th Street, I'm like, oh, I think I would like to have an animal, I'd like to have a cat. So I went to the Humane Society and got Jem, named after Jem and the Holograms, Jem. And Bonnie, the head of adoption there, was like, oh, this is a perfect cat for you. This cat does not like other cats. She hisses, she's awful with other cats. She's kind of an a-hole, basically, was how she was described. I was like, oh, all right. So she was probably like 6 months old at the time.
Was she that old?
Maybe she was like 3 months or something.
Yeah.
And gorgeous, gray, big eyes, was wild. Like, I remember like first meeting her, and she was like after the phone buttons and kept pushing like the intercom buttons and stuff in the little room that they, show you cats in. And she was great. And I was like, oh, this is perfect, So we went to grab some lunch. Dan was with me. Came back, got the cat, started playing with her at home. We fell in love with each other. She was a little like moody, and kind of, a little standoffish at times, but would sleep by my pillow, and it was a great relationship.
Then until the second cat, Bert, B-E-R-T, right? Named after
Bert from Mary Poppins, the chimney sweep.
Because this set of kittens were found in a chimney in the Bronx. So I took one and Laurie took one.
Yes, and there was like a litter of 5. I think they were all adopted, but Bert, adorable, had a huge little a mane, like a little lion, gray mane, and I fell in love with him instantly, and he just was, cuddling in my arm like a little baby. I'm like, oh, this cat is so sweet, very like chill. Jem will be fine with this cat.
Not so much. And then the third cat, Otis Lee, named after
my Cabbage Patch doll growing up. And I've always liked the name Otis, but yeah, Otis Lee was in this record that I always sang with Cabbage Patch Kids, so hence the name. And Otis Lee came from Bronx Tales, which is like the Humane Society in the Bronx. And this cat was my friend at work would always show me these pictures of cats because she was very involved in this organization, and so
Linda
Lenardi, and she's great, and her sister pretty much runs the organization as well. So every day she would show me pictures of cats. I'm like, oh, that one's cute. I love looking at them. And then one picture stuck out. It was Otis Lee. And I was like, all right, I have to go back to Ohio for a while. If this cat is not adopted by the time I get back, I'll take the cat. Well, of course, she never sort of brought the cat out to show anybody else. She kept it for me. So, hence 3 cats.
And I have 2, Sylvie, which Laurie calls Sylvie Mai, because she does, and the brother of Bert, Chimney. They're not the most sociable cats. They tend to hiss at anyone who isn't their main owner, the main giver of food. Laurie, do you want to pick up Milo? Because I think we're going to have
Sounds
some.
a lot like a little cat.
So while Laurie goes to get Milo, I'll tell you that where I was born and raised in East Texas, people were not always so friendly to cats. Cats could be found on the farms, and they were very useful for mice and picking up small vermin, and even, I guess, probably snakes. But people could also be very cruel to them too, and they were often the butt of jokes. I heard stories of little boys throwing them off of water towers and them falling, and terrible, terrible stories. So never misuse your cats. They're wonderful creatures. This is Milo. If you hold him up, maybe he'll be in the camera. This is Milo, who's coming up on 7 weeks old. How does Milo get along with the cats?
Milo is a gem with the cats. The cats kind of just sniff him occasionally, but that's pretty much it. Beckham, on the other hand, who is our 3-year-old, started chasing the cats, which doesn't help the relationship, but we've put the kibosh on that, hopefully. But the cats pretty much steer clear whenever Beckham is in the room, which is, they hide under the bed. They have their little hiding places, and the minute he goes to bed at night, they all start kind of appearing and creeping out of the woodwork. So,
the problem with cats in the country was that no one, and I mean not anyone, neutered their animals. They were free roaming feral cats, and so they could multiply, and consequently, when you have too much of a good thing, people tend to misuse it. So there was a problem with too many cats. Luckily now, before we could even take the cats from the Humane Society, we had to sign paper that we would come back and have the cat neutered at the proper time. Also, they were excellent in setting up shots, and you had to be vetted, and everything had to be on the up and up before you could take the cat and adopt the cat. So they do a great, great job. Over my career in New York, I've had multiple cats. I think I've counted up maybe 7 cats, and they all lived long, good lives. Some of them actually even had to spend time in East Texas when I was out on tour with the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. But these are Laurie's first 3 cats. If something, God forbid, were to happen to these cats, do you think you'd have another cat along the way?
Of course, definitely. But I also want a dog. But I need another room in my apartment before that.
Definitely needs another room. What do you think is the most important thing about keeping a cat?
Keeping the litter box clean. Because if you don't, I think it causes a lot of problems. 1, your house smells. But 2, it can cause all sorts of health issues with the people in the household as well as the cats themselves. So, and feed them, of course. Give them water. But the cat box is a huge one.
And of course, when she was pregnant, every time she went close to the cat box, you had to put on a mask, right?
Yeah, apparently there's something that you can get in their poo that could affect your unborn child. So I can't remember the name of what it's called, but so yeah, I wore a mask and gloves when I had to change the litter or even scoop out the poo. So
it's a wonderful thing to rescue an animal. I often threaten Jim and Bert and Otis Lee and Sylvie and Chimney that if it weren't for us, they wouldn't be.
The thing about cats is that they all act like they're from some sort of palace, and they just have that attitude of of course you're gonna treat me like this, of course you're gonna give me the best food and so they have a lot of confidence.
So I firmly believe in adopting animals and rescuing animals, and the ASPCA and the Humane Society, all of these people do tremendous work. So adopt a pet today. If you're in Manhattan, we suggest a cat only because you don't have to walk them, as I said before. And thanks for being with us today. I'm so glad you got to meet Laurie. She does an amazing job editing my vlog. Yay!
Thank you.
And we'll have Milo and Beckham on soon, when one of these days. So we're sending our best for a wonderful August, and also remember to subscribe and like. and share the vlog with your friends. We're building. Okay, big kiss to everyone. Laurie, any last words?
Thank you for watching and keep watching.
Okay, big kiss. Namaste. Bye.
Bye.